So Luka Doncic obviously was a Dallas Mavericks player. This is a man who was, by the looks of things, never wanted to leave Dallas and was well and truly on track to be a Mav for life. And honestly, lads, if you guys were shocked by this whole thing, if you guys were as shocked as I was about this whole thing, subscribe. We're trying to get to 10.1k by the end of the day, and we're 29 subscribers off. But Luka Doncic, even after all that, is now ineligible for the Supermax. The Supermax that is going to go to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in OKC. Luka is now ineligible for the Supermax after trading him. Yep, the Dallas Mavericks, by trading Luka Doncic, cost him literally hundreds of millions of dollars. Maybe this will motivate him to play some defense and stay in shape. Went from 345 to 29 million and now has to pay state income tax. So yeah, whatever the state income tax is in California, I don't know, what, 30%? I think is it 20, 30%? Like, that's still on top is like crazy thing. That's a crazy thing. And like, I can't believe the Supermax rules basically are like, yeah, if you get traded, you can't get a Supermax. And the Dallas Mavericks clearly did not want to pay Luka Doncic. And that is an obvious one. They did not want to pay him. So you're now like 345 with no state tax with 229 to California state tax. Villain origin stories. There's no loyalty in sports. Talking about kids wanting to get traded or switch teams. There's no loyalty. Yeah, nasty work by the Mavs. He led you to the finals and you do him like this. Hope they never win and Luka cooks them every time. We better see him play the craziest we've ever seen. This warrants a crash out. Like, imagine losing. Let's just say again. Let's just hypothetically 30% tax. I don't know what way it is, or 20% tax. So 20% of 200 million is what, like 44 million. 220 million, about 44 million. So that minus that is like 1,670 million. His money is almost halved. And then obviously that's not including the federal tax, which is going to be in both states. So his money is basically halved, the amount of money that he is getting in. And that is madness. That's absolute madness. And the one positive thing is that Luka Doncic has already made his money. Like, Luka Doncic will probably in his career make over $500 million. So he's already made his money. So it's not like it's the be all and end all, but it still stings. Like, it still stings. It's probably the equivalent for a regular person of, I don't know, losing 10 grand or 10, 20 grand. Him losing 100 million. But like, if you lose 20 grand as a normal person, you're still going to feel it. You're still not going to be happy. To be honest, you're still not going to be happy there. Went out there and called him fat and then took away his money. The Mavs were never recover for this on a karma level. And that's the thing where it's like, Pat Riley just like is going to dodge everything. I'm sorry, Pat Riley wasn't going to pay for Jimmy. Now, at least he paid him in 2021. At least he paid Jimmy 4 years ago. It's like trading Jimmy, but like, it's the first trade we've seen where it halves the amount of money that a player can make. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. But it's mad. Like, from Slovenia, dear Lord. I think Slovenia is a nice enough country though, isn't it? It's not really like some, like, not all of Serbia. Serbia is a nice country in general. Like, some areas in Serbia. Like, hopefully he stays and gets his health benefits in a 401k. He's like, he'll earn it back in LA. Yeah, I mean, if you're Luka, like, he probably can earn it back over the course of his career, but it's going to take a long time. I've never seen a player lose so much on one contract before based on being traded. Like, normally the players will sign the Supermax and then they'll be traded. Like, for example, like a Jaylen Brown. And the Dallas Mavericks were just willing to get off him so that they wouldn't sign him for Supermax. Like, it's crazy. It is actually crazy what has happened. Like, I can't comprehend what will be going through Luka's head. And like, the GM being like, oh, I called him and, he never picked up and he never really answered back. And I'm like, yeah, well, of course he doesn't. Like, oh, he's not too happy with me right now, man. He wanted to retire, Mav. He never wanted to leave. And that's the thing in sports where it's like this is a franchise, by the way, that is so much talking about loyalty. Everything with the Dallas Mavericks is about loyalty. Look what Dirk Nowitzki did. Everything. You've seen it with the on the statue. Everything in this franchise is about loyalty. And then with Mark Cuban, and in fairness to Mark Cuban, most of the time he was a man of his word. He brought in Nerlens Noel on a trade. Said he was going to offer him a contract. Did. Not Nerlens Noel's fault. The Clutch Sports decided that it was best for him to not sign the contract and it screwed over his career. But like, we've now got a situation where the word loyalty's gone from the Mavs. And that's the one thing you always knew with the Dallas Mavericks. I always liked Dallas because there was some loyalty there. Obviously, you're ruthless in sports. Sports is sports anyway. But there was always some semblance of loyalty when it came to the Dallas Mavericks. They were like the one team where you were like, okay, yeah, Dallas, they're the team. They're going to take care of their stars. Or at least, if you give something up to Dallas, you'll at least get paid. Just like the Dirk Nowitzki contract. Dirk Nowitzki didn't get really paid what he should have gotten paid in his prime, but then at the end of his career, they gave him a big contract and they were like, look, you're not going to be good. We're not going to be good. We are rebuilding. We're going to give you the max. We're going to give you the max amount of money we can give you, when he probably deserved almost a minimum. They were still paying him a max, just as like a thank you. And then Mark Cuban would have never done this. Like, Mark Cuban obviously isn't like currently involved with the Dallas Mavericks as far as I'm aware. Like, he's not a real owner anymore. Mark Cuban would have overruled the GM on this decision. I'm certain of that. Or at least, because we would have heard, oh, there were warnings, there were warnings of Luka Doncic being told to lose weight, otherwise they were going to trade him and all of this stuff. Whereas now you're like, for a fact that he would have been warned otherwise. But yeah, it's a weird day and a weird trade for the Dallas Mavericks. Like, I can't comprehend what is happening right now. Like, I'm just in my head thinking, what the hell is going on? Like, what is going on with Dallas? Like, what have they done? And like, obviously, look, nobody's happy. Nobody is happy with this that's involved with the Mavs. And the fact that they supposedly called more teams is even the crazier part. But anyway, that is the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.